Coming up on the world's most expensive rides. A screaming hot superbike made of a precious metal with a price tag to match. A high-tech boat runs on nothing but the sun. And an all-time classic from the golden age of American cars makes a rare appearance on the road. Power, high performance, and unparalleled panache at a price for one motorcycle that's higher than some of the most exclusive four-wheeled rides on Earth. The Akase Titanium Series RR is a world's first, a sleek metallic dream machine built out of titanium and one of the most expensive production motorcycles. The $275,000 Akase Titanium Series RR will take you on the ride of your life. This baby screams excess.
If you look at over the top in the dictionary, the Akase is sitting right there. It's light, it's incredibly powerful, the thing's crazy.
There's a joke with some of our customers because the bikes are so exclusive that they say if they see another one in their city that it's probably theirs and it's been stolen. So obviously our customer likes the exclusivity, likes that they're so rare.
This 400-pound silver beast rolls on carbon fiber wheels with aluminum exhaust and the same adjustable suspension found on MotoGP race bikes. A dual-cam supercharged power plant produces 200 horsepower, giving the Akase double the power-to-weight ratio of a Porsche Carrera GT. And the bike peaks at speeds of up to 170 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in a mere 2.8 seconds. The Akase Titanium is fast, fierce, and unbelievably expensive. It costs $100,000 more than the average American home.
The Titanium Series RR costs $275,000 and is clearly the most expensive production motorcycle in the world.
Want to do an electronic check?
Yeah.
Former MotoGP racer Don Atchison dreamt up the idea after 20 years building bikes and a lifetime of being obsessed with their speed, excitement, and style.
We formed Akase in 2001 with the idea of creating limited series, highly engineered motorcycles.
Okay, ready?
The company quickly carved out a sparkling reputation as the maker of some of the most sophisticated and pricey bikes on the market, despite humble beginnings.
We formed the company in an attempt to take some fabulous napkin sketches of Donald's and bring his ultimate street bike to life.
Tensions, good. Strainer, oil filter, fuel pump, everything's dry. Looks good, man. All right, we should be close to riding.
Atchison, a mechanical engineer by training, had long been obsessed with the concept of building the world's first motorcycle made out of titanium, the alluring element that's as strong as steel, but half as heavy, and blessed with a captivating sheen.
Studying mechanical engineering, it was the one material that really stood out and intrigued me. I guess everyone had their favorite material, but if there was a UFO at Roswell, that's what it was made out of. Most likely it was titanium.
But building a bike out of this stuff wasn't going to be easy. Titanium is brittle and challenging to handle. It corrodes easily if exposed to too much oxygen during the welding process.
It has to be worked in very, very exacting ways. Very difficult to weld it. It's very difficult to join it and fasten it.
It requires some special tooling, and the tooling tends to wear out very rapidly. So we're constantly sharpening or even replacing tools.
The very first prototype took 6 years to produce. The company perfected a painstaking process for dealing with the metal. It takes 2 skilled welders a month to create one single chassis.
If welding was an art, our welders are the masters. They do everything by hand, and the puddles which you'll see, people claim that a robot must have welded it, but no, that's Craig and Jerry, and that's the way they weld.
The bike's exhaust is made out of a handcrafted single piece of metal, as is the massive 2-liter engine, which unlike most V-twins, relies on fuel injection for improved performance and smoother acceleration.
Traditionally, these American V-twin bikes are carbureted, not fuel injected, so we created our own fuel injection system, and one thing after the other just became no holds barred, whatever could be done the best way, that's the way we did it.
The Titanium Series RR has a really low center of gravity. It's very well balanced. It actually feels lighter to me than its 440 pounds. It's also very smooth with the transmission setup that we have, so it's just a blast to ride.
Stoplight to stoplight, it's an absolute rocket ship. Unless you're holding on tightly, it feels like it's going to leap out from under you.
And the Akase's finishing is out of this world. Every surface polished to perfection with just a single red line of added color.
We didn't use any paint or powder coating on the bike just because we wanted to leave everything in its own natural, beautiful state. This motorcycle is just that. It's a motorcycle. We purposely leave everything exposed. We see this as a work of art.
Looks aside, how do you market a motorcycle priced at $275,000? According to Akase's CEO, the bike's uniqueness sells itself.
These bikes are produced in very low numbers. So the owners that are fortunate enough to have one of these machines, they're in a very exclusive club.
In fact, only 10 of these motorcycles will ever be produced. And those fortunate enough to own one will also get a special edition watch.
So on the back of the Titanium Series RR watch, we etched the same serial number, which is etched in the VIN plate and on your handlebar clamp. So with the amazing Titanium Series RR, you not only get one of the best bikes ever made, but you get this fabulous watch to remind you of the motorcycle when you're not on it.
The Akase Titanium RR, a rare beast indeed. Ocean-going folks tend to be nature lovers too, but unfortunately, most boats run on dirty diesel engines and they're anything but green. Now all that's starting to change. Meet the headline-grabbing Island Pilot DSE Hybrid, possibly the cleanest running motorboat on the planet. The Island Pilot is the most expensive solar, electric, biodiesel hybrid yacht in the world. Because it's the only one. Although its carbon footprint is tiny, the DSE's impact on the industry threatens to be huge. The DSE's inventor, Ruben Train, has been building and designing boats for over 25 years, but never anything like this.
The name DSE stands for Diesel Solar Electric. The concept was to combine different sources of energy in a live-aboard cruising yacht. This is the first product combining renewables in a cruising yacht.
This forward-thinking vessel measures 39.5 feet long by 17 feet wide. Solar panels cover almost every flat surface, giving the boat 850 square feet of power-generating photovoltaic cells.
We've put 6 kilowatts total of solar on the roof, and we feel that that gives us enough energy on a sunny day to drive the boat at up to 5 knots.
When the sun's not shining, a 75 horsepower diesel engine runs on modified vegetable oil, and the boat switches seamlessly to electric when it can, thanks to two 48-volt battery banks. That's roughly half the power of the average hybrid car. The touchscreen power management system allows the captain to monitor the engines and switch seamlessly between different power sources. And yet more electronics gives the crew complete control from anywhere on the boat.
And then this little unit here is our complete fly-by-wire system, which includes our autopilot, our steering, our gear shifts, our throttles, and we have a matching remote that we can plug in on the bow or actually here at the bridge for handling docking.
Incredibly, under the right conditions, all these gadgets mean that this compact cruiser can run on nothing but sunlight.
Well, right now, we're running 100% on electric. We're getting some renewable right off the sun. Even though it's winter here in the Keys, we are charging our batteries from the sun. And we're driving along here silently with 0 emissions whatsoever.
The green theme continues on the inside, designed by Ruben's wife, Cheryl.
Everything on the inside of this boat is environmentally friendly, from the cooktop to the LED lighting, to the solar panels, to the washer and dryer, to the refrigeration unit.
But comfort and convenience also make an appearance, along with smart use of limited space. Cheryl selected durable indoor-outdoor fabrics, teak veneers for the cabinetry, and holly and teak flooring.
I believe the feeling that you get when you enter this boat is one of elegance, simplicity, comfort, brightness, light, and a feeling of let's go someplace and not come back.
And up front, yet another way to be at one with nature.
What we did was fashion a sleigh bed facing forward on deck with windows, and so you have a 270-degree vista from the bed.
Waking up in the morning with the sun shining, the mangroves around you, wherever you happen to be, is a beautiful way to start your day.
It all adds up to a luxury cruiser that envelops the driver in serene comfort. The amazing thing about green cruising is that nothing interferes with your enjoyment of the ocean, the sun, and the nature that surrounds you.
You're not listening to the thump, thump, thump of loud engines. You're listening to the water gently lapping on the side of your hull. A very peaceful way to cruise.
It's a quite exhilarating feeling, pulling away from the dock with these very high-powered electric motors. People kind of look at you because nothing's running when you throw the lines off, and then all of a sudden the boat's moving. It's a very strange experience.
It's a one-of-a-kind nautical adventure that might just be coming to a marina near you. The DSE Hybrid. It's the wave of the future. Meet 2.5 tons of luxury, high performance, and history. This perfectly preserved all-American icon cruised the highway in the golden age of car building. When this baby rolled into action back in 1933, the U.S. auto industry boomed. And one of the fastest luxury rides in the world was built in Indiana. The Duesenberg SJ 20 Grand Edition. The 20 Grand Duesenberg SJ stretches 19 feet long from hood ornament to rear fender and weighs 5,300 pounds. It's twice as long and 4 times as heavy as the average car of the day. When it debuted, the doozy cost $350,000 in today's money. That was $20,000 brand new, an impossibly huge sum back in 1933.
You could buy 10 homes for what you paid for a car like this, and probably 30 or 40 cars.
Duesenberg only made 45 of these SJs, and it's thought that only 25 survive. This one impresses visitors to the Grand Salon of the Nethercut Collection near Los Angeles.
When they step in the room for the first time, they're just complete awestruck. I call it the wow factor.
In its heyday, the SJ boasted a mind-blowing top speed.
In the late 20s and early 30s, a road car that did 80 or 100 miles an hour was considered very fast. The SJ, the supercharged version, came out around 1932 and could do over 150 miles an hour. Simply unheard of at the time.
This powerful beauty got its swiftness from a straight-8 engine loaded with double overhead camshafts and a new innovation, supercharging.
Supercharging makes an engine perform as if it's bigger than it really is. It's a mechanically driven pump that jams air and fuel mixture into the engine at a high rate, lets it burn more fuel, create more power.
SJ ups the horsepower from 265 to 320. That car was advertised doing over 100 miles per hour in second gear.
But the SJ had beauty as well as brawn. The Nethercut car boasts a unique torpedo-style body.
The body on the car is just absolutely stunning. It's an integrated trunk, which was unusual for that period. The trunk flows right into the body of the car, and that's called torpedo style.
Inside, the stunning good looks and unique detailing continue.
It's an Art Deco palace. The window crank handles look like gears. It has armchair seats in the back compartment and instruments that the backseat passengers can look at. You see how fast they're going.
The SJ was the flagship model from Indiana-based Duesenberg, just one of a staggering 600 car manufacturers which dotted the Hoosier state alone. Duesenberg set the standard for luxury automobiles all over the country and the world. The brand even added a new word to the English language.
Virtually everyone knows the expression, it's a doozy, it's a real doozy. How many people know where that word even came from? It came from Duesenberg. A Duesenberg was a fabulous, opulent, fast, recognizable, visible car. It was a real Duesenberg, and to this day we say something that's great is a real doozy.
The company started with Fred and August Duesenberg, 2 German brothers who came to the New World seeking the American dream. They founded on a racetrack in Indianapolis in the early days of a now famous event called the Indy 500.
They won several Indianapolis races through the 1920s, and that's really the legacy of the Duesenberg, is a big, luxurious, but always fast, especially fast, sporting car.
In 1925, a businessman named E.L. Cord bought the company and set about adding more comfort and refinement to the brand, which became a favorite of the rich and famous.
If there had been rock stars then, they would have driven Duesenbergs. Film stars drove Duesenbergs. They were opulent, they were fast, they were expensive, they were rare, they were the thing to be seen in.
The 20 grand ended up at the Nethercut Collection, where it was restored by some of the most skilled craftsmen in the world.
The Nethercut Collection makes every effort to restore the cars to their absolute authentic condition after the research is done. Every car is disassembled to its last nut and bolt and then is refurbished back to its original as new condition.
This pursuit of perfection makes the 20 grand a favorite of car collectors and judges, winning first place at countless shows, including the world-famous Pebble Beach. And on the rare occasions when it ventures out, this most regal of rides still drives like a dream.
People watching the 20 grand Duesenberg on the street is an awe-inspiring experience for them.
Although the SJ is probably the rarest doozy in the world, its close cousin, the J, survives in slightly higher numbers, 384 to be precise. Some adventurous owners even drive them on the open road, where the car still performs impressively.
Well, everything's great about the car. It's just, you know, around tight curves around town, it's not the most pleasant car to maneuver. But when you're rolling, it's great. You get it on the highway, it's fantastic.
And the Duesenberg brand is not entirely extinct. The original company stopped production 70 years ago, but a Minnesota firm now owns the brand. A concept car is in the works, although it's unlikely that this futuristic doozy will ever surpass the lasting impact of a true original.
The 20 grand Duesenberg is probably worth more than any other Duesenberg in the world because of its body style, because it's an SJ, not a regular J. It is indeed the ultimate Model J Duesenberg.
A perfectly preserved and extremely pricey legend on four wheels from an American car company that's long gone but not forgotten. From the mysteries of mind-blowing extravagance to the science of record-breaking speed. Wild cars, crazy boats, killer bikes, and massive tarmac-shattering trucks. The priciest, prettiest, and most insanely advanced vehicles on the planet. That's just the way we roll on the world's most expensive rides.